Yes.
So this chart, this chart is called a light calculation chart. For me, this is what I normally use because it aren't on Excel. Now, what I need from the drawings just to get the length, I get the width of the room, and then it will calculate for me the area, and I will need to insert the height above working plane. Then it will calculate for me the room index, and I need to get the number of lamps per luminaire. I need to get the lumens per lamp. Then it will calculate for me the light design lumen. Then now these values, lower utilization factor, higher utilization factor, I'll get them from the catalog, from the manufacturer's catalog. Then absolute room index, I need to do the calculation based on my room index. If my room index was 2.31, then the absolute room index will be 2. That is the whole number that begins. So it can either be 0, 1, or 2. It depends on your room index. And then it will calculate for me the utilization factor. And the maintenance factor, I'll already have it. The design Illuminax, I also give it because I'll get it from the CISE chart. And then hizi zingine tanikalkulia. So maybe let's get wacha tutumie tu let me start. I just do clear the content. Alafu nifungue drawing niliwapea. Unaona hiyo? Unaona Nanyuki?
Hapana.
Can see the Excel sheet.
Mjaona hiyo?
Bado.
Bado?
Yeah.
Sawa. I'll share again that. Umeona Nanyuki land registry? AutoCAD?
Tunaiona.
Hiyo yenye naishughulikia hii, si ndio?
Ni hii.
Haya. So maybe wacha ni focus to this room debit registrars.
Yes.
So I'll need to measure the length. Just measure from the window.
Joel, let me interrupt you kidogo.
Yes.
Please alert the people who are trying to join in first.
I allow in.
Yeah.
I
mean, nataka kuchange kutoka kutumia phone to my laptop.
Unataka kutumia phone to laptop, laptop to phone or phone to laptop?
Laptop to phone.
Sorry,
the other way around.
Haya, ni sawa, but umekubaliwa. Una join. Si sawa?
Yes.
Already in.
Haya, sawa. Admit what? Yeah. So I'll measure the length. It's 4.6. Then I will measure the width, around 3.5, just approximate values. I'll go back to my chart and I'll call that, let me call that room registrars. So the length was 4.6 meters and it was 3.5. To be able to calculate for me the area. Ukicalculate utapata hiyo, sijui kama mmepata 4.6 by 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the height above working plane, like this is Nanyuki Land Registry. Hiyo sasa ndio kazi ya hizi section hizi views Remember we have elevations. Kuna ile elevations ya nyuma, ukiangalia hiyo nyumba from nyuma, from the front, from the side, hata hiyo side ingine. But now there is a section, a cross section. If you look at this cross section, the height of this house will be 2.9. Are you able to see that? 2.9 is here.
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, so and then ceiling level itakuwa some 3 plus okay. The ceiling level will be 2.9 from the ground, but the entire length is 3,000. This one. So ukitoa height ya desk, like normal height ya desk kwa inakuwa ngapi? I did ask this question. Bado lenda kaangalia height ya desk. Height ya desk. Because tunaona ni desk ziko hapa.
0.8.
0.8. So if you take 2.9 minus 0.8 unabaki na ngapi? 2.1.
2.1.
Kuna mtu amepata hiyo? So I can put that 2.1 and then it should be able to calculate for me. It should be able to calculate for me the room index. Yeah. Now you choosing the lamps or the lamp that you're going to use. Tutumie taa gani? Ninyi mnaniambia tutumie taa gani kwa hii room? Can use the downlighters. You can use the ceiling rose. You can use the fluorescent. Tutumie gani?
Downlighters.
Tutumie downlighters.
Yeah, that's my view.
Haya. Sorry?
The downlighters.
Haya, sawa. We are going to choose downlighters, and also we are going to do the calculation for the panel, if it were a panel, and even for a fluorescent. If it were a fluorescent, how many could they be? So I want to share another part. I want to share another part of my screen. Watu mnaona hii Philips?
Naiona.
Inaitwa Luminaire Selection Photometric Database 2019-09-26. We have this database here with us. Ni soft copy, you just need to install to your machine. Unakuja hapo unachagua taa. So in this case, you're going to do indoor. Mataa zinaweza kutumika indoors or outdoors. So we are going to do indoors. Then indoors, we can decide to use downlighters or buttons or even panels, panels recessed. So wacha tuanze na downlighters. Vile Baya amesema. So the downlighters, it will give you the dimensions like this. Hii ya kwanza hii kabisa RS060B. The light source is 1x LED 536 even 38. The distributor is 36. Color is 830. At is atutaki. You just look at the luminous flux, which is for 80 lumens, and then its power is 6 watts. Of 6 watts, and its dimension is 0.06 times 0.08 meters. I hope the dimensions are in. So ukiamua kuchukua hii ya 6 watts utai click hivyo, alafu useme datasheet. You can create general, can create a datasheet, and that datasheet will even give you the utilization factor table here. Are you able to see the utilization factor table? Unaiona?
Yes.
So from this utilization factor ndio sasa watu wako na shida ya kusoma the information. Understand?
Yes.
Hapa sasa ndio kuna mambo. I want to download it. Sioni na downloadia wapi. I want to export it. I want to print it. I can print it for like PDF, Microsoft PDF. Itanipeleka mahali pa ku save. Let me just save it on the desktop. Huh? Tapigia. Unaona hii sasa? Unaona hii downlighter? Unaona this chart? Are you able to see this chart?
Yes.
Now our room index, There's so many things I'm sharing, Our room index is 0.9 from the chart that I from the Excel chart. Our room index is 0.9. Now we want to check 0.9 utilization factor ni gani. Then reflectancy we can use 70, 50, 30. That's the normal that we normally use. 70, 50, 30. Unaona penye hiyo mkono iko 70, 50, 30 penye iko. Kuna watu wanaiona?
Tunaiona.
Yes, we can see.
Yes, we can see.
Aya. And 0.9 is between 0 and 1. Ndio?
Yes.
Or you can say 0.9 is between 0.8 and 1. For this chart, it is giving us a wider range. It's giving us from 0.6, 0.8 to 1. So we can say 0.95 is between 0.8
Hello, engineer.
and 1. Yes.
I can see that our time is up.
Okay.
So I'm sending a link.
Or it doesn't have the option to extend?
Let me check out.
Okay.
I think we can still use the same link after it has expired.
Or we can still use the same link?
Yes, we can rejoin.
Okay. Nimeshatoa watu ama?
Bado,
Yote? Nimetoa watu, bado wako?
bado watu wako.
Tuendelee.
Okay.
Ni sawa. Meeting now has a limit. Oh, it has now unlimited minutes. Okay. Sawa.
Yeah, yeah.
So between zero, we read for 0.8. If we read for 0.8, under this under 70, 50, 30, or 0.7, 0.5, 0.30, these are reflectances for the ceiling, walls, and then the working plane. So for 0.8, the utilization factor is 0.86. And then for 1, it is what's happening? For 1, it is 0.93, right? Mtu ameona hiyo?
Yes.
Yes.
Where my hand is.
Yeah.
So 0.86 and 0.93. Hesabu ya utilization factor, I think watu tuko nayo, ndio the formula. We start with the lower one.
Yes, we have it.
Aya, tunaanza na the lower one. The lower one is 0.86, ndio? Plus gani, what do we add? Tuna add nini ama tunatoa nini? Tuna add the difference between the utilization factors. The high utilization factor is 0.93 minus 0.86 over 1 minus 0.8, right? Ama naongea peke yangu?
Yes.
Yes, right.
Alafu tuna minus gani ingine? We multiply by what? You've not been able to use that formula. Anyway, I'll just go to
room index minus the lower one.
The lower one. So we are using 0.86, and then we are adding the difference between 0.93 and 0.86 over 1 minus 0.8, and then the higher one minus I'm at 0. Let me go with 0. I start between 0 and 1. I go with whole numbers. For 0 will be 0, and for 1 will be 0.93. So you will start with 0 plus 0.93 minus 0 into bracket. What was the utilization factor? What was the room index? Eh?
0.95.
Our room index was 0.95, not 0.93. 0.93 is the utilization factor that we have read from the table. Our room index was 0.95.
Yes.
Minus 0 over 1 minus 0. If you do that calculation, utapata. Meanwhile, for us, because we already have the chart, the lower utilization factor, of course, is 0. And the high utilization factor in this case is 0.993. And your absolute room index, because the room index that we got is 0.95, ours will be 0, the absolute will be 0. But we need to look at the number of labs per luminaire. From this chart, is only the luminous flux is 480. and it's only one fitting. It's not that like
Twin.
yes. Kuna mtu ameongea anataka kuongea for 8. Kufikia hapa kwa hii room registrars, ni nini yenye mtu hajashikanisha pale penye zimetoka? Vince?
Pardon?
Kufikia hapa penye tumefika hapa kwa registrar, because we already have these values. Ni wapi penye hujashikanisha? Penye tumepata these values. You know how we have gotten these values? 480. You know where I have gotten 480?
Hello? Unakatika.
Nimekatika?
You went off a bit.
Oh, but I'm on.
Yes.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Maybe you can elaborate about that absolute value, ABS.
Or
that column.
DSRI, the absolute index in this case, it is the lower value of the room index that you have gotten from this calculation, from this column.
Okay. Yeah, sir.
If it was 2.31, yes?
Yes.
Kwa the one ya generator room, utilization factor yake ilikuwa hiyo juu ilikuwa 0.9 but absolute ikakuwa 1.
Gani hapa? Generator room ni hii.
Utilization factor yake ilikuwa.
Yes. Ilikuwa gani?
Okay. Nimeona.
You know, this from these are different type of lighting. Utilization factor yake, because it was 1.26 1.28, so you take for 1 and for 2. So the absolute will be 1 because that is the lowest. So for data center, the absolute, the room index was 2.31, so it is between 2 and 3, so the absolute will be 2. In this case, for this office of registrars, the room index is 0.95, but so the absolute will be between 0, the absolute will be 0, so the index will be between 0 and 1. It's good to work with all numbers, otherwise if you work with fractions you'll be confused. So then the lumens per lamp is for 80, because this is what we have already seen here for 80. Misal?
Yes.
From this data sheet. Okay?
Yeah.
And the number of lamps, it's one lamp. So the lumens per lamp is for 80. So the total light design will be for 80. Sometimes on the kapata maybe kama ni twin, maybe ni twin fluorescent. Ukisema number of lamps ni 2, unaona hii inakuja na change inakuwa 960. But because it's 1. So itatufanyia calculation yenyewe, utilization factor. Because the formula is already there, the utilization factor is 0.88. Maintenance factor, we continue using 0.8, and then the design, because it is an office, we use 400. You can use 400, 500, or 300. So naacha inafanya kazi sasa kivyake. Ngapi hizo?
19.
Yeah.
Let's go to our office. So from that inatuambia ofisi ni 19. Tunaweka mata 19. Will you be able to install 19 lamps kwa hii office tu haka kwa office kadogo?
No.
No way.
That's not logical.
No way. What do we do?
You change the type of light.
You change the type of lights.
The luminaire.
The luminaire. Sorry.
You change where? Here. The lumens per lamp.
Not really. We change everything. No, we may decide to take the panel instead, because when you design using the downlighters, they become too many. Even when aesthetics, I don't think it will be quite good.
Okay, so the problem where the challenge is because the light that we have chosen, it has a lower luminous flux for 80. So it is low.
Yeah.
What we do, we choose in the same family of downlighters, we choose a downlighter of higher lumens. From the same family. So niangalie hiyo chart. Because if you look at this, ni downlighter 6 watts. 6 watts ni kidogo sana. I think zote ni hizo. But I want to share with you another screen. Umeona hii sasa? Hii chart ya sahi, hii Excel ya sahi.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Philips Smart Bright Waterproof. Sindio?
Yeah.
You have been looking for prices. This is a price list. We have a distributor. It's called Nabico Enterprises Limited. They are authorized to sell Philips fittings, light fittings, plus other electrical appliances from good brands, including Schneider. So our price list now, we already have it. So you go to what is already in the market, right? So in the market, what we already have in Kenya, remember that chart is being used by everybody in the world, as long as mtu anataka kutumia mambo ya Philips. But wewe, because you want to design, you want to specify a light fitting that can be easily obtained in the market here in Kenya, you have to look at the distributors. So Nabico is one of the distributors. So kama hizi ni floodlights, na ziko na specifications. We have available wattages from 10 watts, 20 watts, 30 watts, 50. Alafu prices zake ziko hapa. We have price exclusive of VAT, price inclusive of VAT. Then the lumen package. Like so kama ni 10, then the luminous flux is 800. Okay? So, but for me, I'm not interested in the floodlights at the moment. It required the street lights. Hadi high bay ni zile zenye zinatumika kwa industries. Kuna button, is fluorescent. I want the downlighters. Kuna LED spotlights. Kuna LED panels. We have also a panel. But we have downlighters. This is a surface mounted downlighter. So tuko hapa. Kuna hapa hizi LED downlighters. The model number is DN024B. Meona? So we have the available wattages: 10 watts, 11 watts, 15 watts, 20 watts, then 20 hours. That is operational hours. Alafu kuna the material and IP rating. Because it's indoor, even IP20 is okay. And the power factor in this case is 0.75. It's not badly off from our design power factor of 0.8. Then the color temperature, we have 3,000 K, 4,000 K, and even 65. And the efficacy, the installation type is recessed. Recessed meaning kuna matumbo itakuwa hapo ndani ya ceiling. It's not surface. This is recessed, this is surface. It is designed for surface. Unaona kama hii surface mounted. So we go for the one that has higher lumens. In this case, we can go the one with 1,200 lumens. 1,200 lumens, and it will be 20 watts. So 1,200 lumens. Zimekuja ngapi? 8.
8.
Umeona? 8. Okay. Initially they were 19. If we were using for 80, they were 19. But sasa hii zimerudi, zimekuja 8. Okay, still bado iko juu.
No.
Bado iko juu, because if you look at this as this small room, alafu inanipea tu nafaa niweke 8 lamps, hata watu watashangaa na mimi, kwani engineer imekuaje? Mama kuweka mata mingi. So what I do, we go for light fitting that has higher lumens. Tuangalie panel sasa. Unaona panel iko hadi na 3600 lumens. Kuna hii recessed iko na hadi 3600 lumens. So let us go for this one, but we need to look for its utilization factor from this chart. From this chart. Again, we go back, we go to home. Indoors, 20 recessed. Hapa recessed kuna choline. I think kwa BQ za watu mmeona kitu inaitwa choline. Choline is the most common. Family, it's a family. Hata ndio hizi zimeanza kukuja zenyewe. Unaona zote ziko juu 3600 lumens, 3400, so 29 ya 36. And it's 0.60 by 0.60 by 0.04. It is a 600 by 600 lumen by 600. So ukifungua nimeweka vitu mingi sana hapa. So we want to get the photometric chart for this. Oh, I can even do it. I need to get the data sheet. So let me get the data sheet. Now this is the data sheet. But because at Uyoni, we'll need to download it. We print to Microsoft PDF, and then na kwa desktop. You can call it a panel. Choline panel. Mnaona hiyo chart, mnaona hiyo data sheet?
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
So it has the total lamp flux is 36 lumens. It is 36 watts. But we are interested in the utilization factor table. From the utilization factor, again, because we have not changed, the room is still the same, and we have not changed our room index. Our room index is 0.95. So again tunaangalia ile ya 0 na ile ya 0 na ya 1. And the reflectance is 70, 50, 30. So if you look at this 70, 50, 30, 0 of course will be 0, and 1 will be 0.73 in this case. Mona? Hello? 0.73, yes. where the hand is, where my hand tool is upper, because we are using this ratio. We can even decide to use 70, 50, 20, but that one depends on the colors in zinaekwa. So in this case, for one it will be 0.73. We go to our chart. So tukienda kwa our chart, hapa itakuwa 0, lakini hapa itakuwa 0.73, alafu hii itakuwa 3600 lumens. Zimekuja ngapi? 3. Yes, zimekuja 3. So at least easy we can say that hapa tunaweza kuweka kama 3 LED panels, which is better. Because if you compare the price of these 3, it's 4,500. 4,500 times 3. Na zile zingine downlighters zile zenye tulikuwa tumetumia za 12 zilikuwa ngapi? Zilikuwa how much? Zile za 20 watts na zilikuwa 12, zilikuwa 1850. So and they were 8 in number. 1850 multiplied by 8, and then compare 4,500. Sijui bei gani yenye ni cheaper?
The panels.
LEDs.
The downlight or the panel?
The panels.
The panel.
The panel is coming to how much?
13,500.
13,500.
Yes.
And the other one is coming to
14 something.
14,800. So the downlighters, because there will be many, they'll cost more as compared to the panels, because the panels will be fewer. Then what is the total power consumption for the panels? Because there are 3, and each panel is 36 watts. So 36 by 3, you unapata ngapi?
108.
And for the LED downlighter, it is 20 watts by 8, unapata ngapi?
160.
160. Again, which one is more efficient in terms of energy consumption?
The panel.
Yeah. So that's how you go about it. Even for fluorescence, I do convince client kwa nini unataka atumie hiyo time imechagua. You are supposed to do that for each and every room. Uende kwa boardroom, ufanye hiyo pia. Uangalie dimensions zake ni ngapi. Dimensions zake. Sasa ukishaamua unatumia panel hiyo hata itakuwa rahisi. Dimensions zake ni, you can say 7. Boardroom is 7 by 7 by 4.8. Unaenda kwa hiyo chart again. In this case itakuwa boardroom. So it is 7 by 4.8. Again, the working height above working plane will be the same, because the table ya boardroom na hii workstation zetu ni kawaida tu. Na drag upate formula yako, that's the area. I'll use the same light fitting panel because now I can see it is energy efficient. But now in this case, my room index for the boardroom is 1.36. Kuna kizungumkuti kiasi 1.36. 1.36 is between 1 and 2. So I'll go back to my chart and have the reflectances and have the utilization factors for 1 and 2. 1 is 0.73.
Yes.
One is 0.73. 2 is 0.96. So in this case, it will be 0.73 and 0.96. So the absolute room index is going to change. 2.
2 1 1
to 1. Okay. Kidogo tu. Andrew. Vipi? Hiyo delivery iweke leo, iweke date ya leo. Alafu ikuja haraka. Sorry. So the absolute will be 1 because our room index is 1.36. In this case, we said absolute will be 0 because our room index was 0.96. Okay? Hapa juu kwa generator it was 1.28, absolute ikakuwa 1. Hapa kwa data center it was 2.31, tukasema ikwe 2. Yes, Andrew. Ikuja public works.
I have a question.
Yes.
If the room index was, let's say, maybe 2.8, will the absolute be 2?
Yes, the absolute will be 2. The lowest, the whole number.
Okay.
Hiyo fraction hiyo matumbo unaachana nayo.
Sawa.
So tuna round off, okay? Because the method we are using to calculate the lies is called an extrapolation method. You are because umepewa tu the whole numbers. Ama umepewa the room index yenye umepata, it falls in between what you already been given. Sawa.
Yes.
Kidogo tu. Hizi zingine ni kudrag tu because the formula tayari ziko. Maintenance factor remains 0.8. Even the illumination required is 400. I hope maintenance factor mlisoma mkajua ni nini. But hakuna mtu atakuuliza mahali hizo vitu. Zimekuja ngapi?
6.
Panel.
Imekuja 5.7 but sasa hapa ni the approximate in a round off. So hapa kwa rounding off sometimes what tunacheza nayo. In the like 6 is okay because for this boardroom at least utakuwa na 2 rows unaweza kaweka moja hapa, ingine hapa, alafu ingine hapa by 2. So 3 per row and then 2. But or whatever, or 3 columns and 2 below tamua. That even number is okay. But ukiweka 5 then kuna mahali hakutakuwa na balancing. I think kuna kama hiyo mahali. Like unaona this meeting room 2. Umeona?
Yes.
This meeting room 2 it gave me 12.52. Alafu inaniambia approximation I use 13. I cannot use 13 because 12 was 12 is even, is an even number, and in terms of arrangement it can bear that advantage. So that's for the boardroom. Utafanya hivyo kila mahali. Uende hadi hii open space, hii cash office, even storage or dispatch. Hapa kwa archives, you see it is a strong room, it is a concrete wall, it's made up of concrete wall. Hapa ndio mambo yote kwa inafanyika, hapa ndio ina store title deeds za watu. So hiyo area lazima ikuwe protected. For that case, you can also decide to use LED panel, but now they'll be surface, they'll not be recessed, they'll be surface. And then kwa washroom usitumie panel kwa washroom. Mata za washroom zinajulikana. See panels from this family, wacha niwaonyeshe what you can use for washrooms. use this. Unaona hii yenye imewekwa wall mounted, hii yenye nimechagua select hii. It's better you can even use this one. Because it's IP, hata tukiangalia kama hii. From the data sheet, we can see that it's IP. Make your IP rating kweli. Maybe if we print, but it should be IP 54 and above. Any questions so far for utilization factor? Swali yoyote kwa utilization factor? King.
I have a question.
What
will be the height above the working plane when you're doing the lighting for the corridor?
For the corridor is the entire, because your like your working plane is you are walking, then you're on a step. That's where you are focusing. Sindio?
Yeah.
So if the corridor, if the height of the corridor is 2 meters, you just choose that 2 meters. Okay?
Yes.
But now, according to the chart, the corridors iko na nini kidogo. Corridors, are you able to see this?
Yes.
ABSE chart. If you look at the corridors and lobbies, the recommended luminance level yake iko chini sana. Common areas like the lift, unaona kwa lift 100 lux, corridors and stairs 100 lux, then kwa escalators and conveyors 150 lux, entrances and exits 200, atria, atria with the plants. You know what atria means?
No.
Okay. Atrium is a floor inaibanga kwa nyumba, like kama nyumba ni ghorofa mbili, iko na ground floor na first floor. So unapata kwamba because of roof, kuna vile roof itakuwa na shape yake, hapo juu anaweka some floor kingine for atrium. Maybe I can share with you. Let me share with you. You are able to see my AutoCAD, eh? Sindio?
Yes.
And even when I open, like unaiona, sindio?
Yes.
Yes.
Sasa no, I confused it with an attic floor. I confused it with an attic floor. Maybe Atrium will go out and find out what it is. But this for this chart again, I shared with you. So kuna hii chart.
Yes, we have them.
So mutatumia hiyo kufanya calculations. Any other questions on the lighting? Any other question on lighting?
Okay, it's not a question.
Yes.
But some of us do not have these sheets.
Some of you don't have this. This sheet is my tool. For you, you're supposed to do calculations manually. This sheet is my tool. I'm generate yako. Nataka tukufundishe shortcut mapema.
No.
Okay, anyway, we can also give you the sheet. I can share with you that sheet if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Utakuwa unafanya nayo. Bora ujue kuitumia. The thing is ujue kuitumia. Because sometimes we are living in a technology whereby we are living in a world where technology inatusaidia sana. So we don't want to be taking you through steps zile za calculations za kitambo. But for the purpose of technical report writing, and also for the purpose of your logbooks, lazima ufanye calculations from the first principles.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Okay, Joel.
Yes.
The other sheets, not the Excel one.
Yeah.
The other ones ni kama hatuna. Kuna hiyo LED ya Philips.
Oh, hii LED ya Philips.
Hii downlighter hii PDF.
Yeah.
Na hii panel ni kama hizo hatuna pia.
Or hizi price list hiyo hamna.
Na pia price list
ni sawa. Still
na ingine ni software ama ni nini? Kuna
ingine software.
Ni software tunaweza download ama
I don't know kama mtaipata, but you can check online
Oh, it's called Philips Essential. Ama
yeah, it's online. I found it. I'll share the link.
Oh, yeah, it's online.
Thanks, Brian.
Sawa.
So, any other question on lighting?
What about when it comes to security lights?
Oh, when it comes to security lights, that's now kwa external, sindio?
Yes.
Yes, outdoor lighting.
Okay, outdoor lightings, for them, you not have that confined space, but for them, we consider on the beam angles. We look at the beam angle and the distance of beam travel, how far that illumination can travel. They can illuminate comfortably up to 10 meters. Okay. For that one, we just use a thumbs rule, 10 meters, or you can, for street lights, you can use 25 meters, street light of 50 watts. Okay, so that one you check specifically on the manufacturer's catalog. Let me check if you already have that information. Like camera here, outdoor. Picture of floodlight. Let me try to create a data sheet here. Hiyo ni distance tu unaangalia tu. Unaangalia beam diagram. Sasa hiyo when na hii formula yetu hii. But we just have a rule of the thumb, 10 meters, ingine 25 meters. Any other question? Twende power sasa.
Yes.
Now for power outlets, for sockets, it depends on the machines. You look at the layout that you already have. Like in this case, the Nanyuki Land Registry. Ukiangalia hapa tayari watu wanakaa. Tayari kuna mtu anakaa hapa, kuna desk iko hapa. So kama kuna desk hapo, what happens? Lazima uiweke socket because that is a workstation. Sindio?
Yes.
Yeah. So for that, you just look at where there is a workstation and where there is a machine. So kila workstation like hapa hii ikuwe na socket zake mbili, ikuwe na socket yake twin. Hii pia ikuwe na socket yake twin. Hii workstation nyingine ikuwe nayo, hii pia ikuwe nayo. Let me just alafu hapa like you see hapa wameweka inbuilt copier CPD machine center. So inamaanisha there is a photocopy yenye itakuwa around here. So this section lazima uiweke socket and even data because most of the copiers nowadays they are networked. Same to this center here. Ukikuja mahali kama hapa kwa hii nyumba kama hii office ya printing and verification, we have worktops and these are printer worktops. So inamaanisha printers will be mounted here. Hapa ndio zitawekwa. So lazima pia uziwekee sockets. Kama if this worktop hapa unawekea socket yake, hii unawekea socket yake, hii printer nyingine pia unawekea socket yake. And then there is a person in charge. Huyu workstation huyu hapa hivi. Lazima kuwa umewekea socket na data. If you go to the control room, logistics center, again lazima uwekee huyu mtu socket yake. And the server room lazima pia utaweka huko socket. And then the server room is air conditioned. So lazima utaweka huko point ya air conditioning. Kwa strong room tu ndio utaweka tu ka socket kamoja tu, but there is no need because it is just a storage, it's an archive, it's a place where storage will only be done. But for the land registrar, the workstation yake itabidi ikuwe na socket. Now it happens that some offices are executive offices, like this land registrar in charge. So lazima utamwekea TV point. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. And then hapo pia kwa secretary wake, because watu watakuja huku watakuja hapa wakae hapa, itabidi umewekea a TV point somewhere here. In the boardroom, again, pia lazima utaweka TV points. So maybe let me open a diagram here. Let me open this another document. Able to see that?
Yes.
Yes, this is the electrical design that I did for that project. And you can clearly see that for this land register officer in charge, nimemwekea socket na data. Alafu pia nimemwekea hapa kando, nikamwekea hapa socket nyingine, data na TV point. Then huku ndani nikamwekea hand dryer point. And huku kwa secretary niliwaekea tayari kuna socket na data ya hii kiti ya katikati, kuna socket na data hii kiti ya kando na hii kando pia. So hapa kwa again pia nikaweka socket moja just in case. And there is also this part of projector screen. If you look at this boardroom vizuri, ukiangalia boardroom vizuri from the architectural drawing, you see this is where the projector will be. Umeona projector penye iko?
Yes.
And this is where its screen will be. So inamaanisha watu watakuwa nakaa around hivi wakiangalia huko. So ndio nikawekea hizo part, nikawekea socket, TV point and even the data point. Na hapa kwa projector, hapa penye projector itawekwa pia nikaweka socket because projector lazima ikuwe powered. Then nikaweka plus some other sockets. For printing verification, of course, niliweka kadhaa, like I've said, kila station, kila worktop yake. And we also have cache office. Kwa cache office nikawekea socket na data, socket na data. Huko pia kwa customer, socket data, socket data. And then hata pia penye kuna watu wanakaa. Huko kwa revenue lobby. When it comes to inbuilt copier, socket data, it will be a floor mounted in this case.
Sawa.
Any other question, Vinny?
No other question.
But sometimes utapata. Let me just look at something. And not. Let me just look at this. Kama hii. These are flat. I wish I was able to get the entire block. Huh? Unaona hii sasa Vini, mko able kuona hii?
Tunaona.
Elevation.
So like these are flat. These are flat. One of the projects we are doing here. So in this flat, this is the layout. This is the floor layout. Icona two wings. This wing and there is this other wing. And each wing has its one bedroom, lounge, kitchen, and bedroom. Toilets. Bedroom, toilets, lounge, kitchen. Bedroom, toilets, lounge, kitchen. So per floor ziko sita. Okay? Eh?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So and they're typical. So in this case, you don't even have to draw for. You don't have to design for every house, every unit. You can single out. Can single out. You can single out this. Alafu naiweka kando. So you start now designing hii. Unaanza kuidesign. Sasa maybe.
Mshaanza zile meetings kama sijamfanya meeting. Wakina gift.
Gani hizo? Sasa kama hii. You carry this socket and rotate. Alafu naiweka hapo. So for this, you just single out one unit. So whatever you do this unit, it will be a repetition of what will be done to other units. So, and your socket unapeleka where it is needed, like the layout. Sasa kama hapa, because it's a sitting place, unaweka hapo. And then we have a fridge here. Na ingine hapa. Because even in the bedroom, we have the layout where how the bed will be arranged. You rotate. Kwa nini nimeweka hizo hivyo? Brian, umeona?
Yeah.
Kwa nini tumeweka hapa? Kwa nini nimeweka hapa, nikaweka hapa, nikaweka hapa na nikaweka hapa?
Ndio watu wawili msisumbuane. The wife and the husband. Kila mtu akona yake.
Akona yake. Na hapa kwa fridge, hapa is because kutakuwa na fridge hapo. So fridge itahitaji steam. Ni sawa?
Yes.
Then hapa ni vile watu watakaa hapa. So you can even install another one this side. I want to copy this. Because kuna watu wenye watakaa hapa unawekea tu hapa. Then you'll add other items. You can add TV point, and even you have to add a consumer unit or a distribution board. Lazima kila mtu anakuwa na distribution board yake. Sawa.
Yes.
Any questions so far? Because I want us to wind up this session today. Brian.
Yes.
Uliza swali.
Nauliza, after you put the sockets ndio sasa unafanya power calculation. After umeshaweka kila kitu.
Umefanya?
After you've done power and the lighting. Umeshaweka power na lighting. Ndio sasa unafanya nini? Power calculation.
Yes, ndio unafanya load calculation because hapo ndio utakuwa unajua how many lights you have for your projects and how many sockets and other power outlets you have for your project. So you have to start first. Well, you need to calculate the number of lights. Now design the sockets that are required and where they are required. Alafu ndio weke these other laws like cooker. Unaona sasa kama hapo kwa hii jikoni, kwa hii bedroom, cooker itakuwa hapa. The cooker is already here. So you need to, this is the position where you can have your cooker. Lazima uweke cooker control unit hapa. Jacinta, uliza swali.
Is there a PDF for socket prices?
The sockets prices? Yes. Yes, we do. We do have all the price lists. Basically all the price lists. Tuko nazo unless kama ni zile specialized equipment, hapo ndio tunauliza for quotations from the distributors. Otherwise for PDF for sockets we already have it. Even cables, even cables tuko nayo. Naona hiyo. I think we had a copy ilienda wapi, but we already have the copy here.
Utatutumia?
Ni kubwa hata na switches pia, sockets, switches, hizi prices zote ziko hapa. What to do? Mtu Google price list for cables, MedSec cables, utapata hiyo price list alafu uta download. Just Google price list for MedSec cables. Margaret. Kazungu, uliza swali.
Mimi niko sawa.
Uko sawa? Sockets tunatumia cable gani kukwaya? Size of the cable gani yenye tunatumia for sockets wiring?
2.5.
Kazungu hakujibu, ametoroka, asha leave meeting.
Melala.
Okay.
Go melala.
Alikuwa melala. Hemiston. Ba.
Yes.
Uliza swali.
Sina swali.
Hauna swali?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
So, which or where is the most preferred place where you should put your consumer unit? And number two, which is the preferred lighting for a house setup? Because I don't think you can put a panel or I don't know what there.
So for the most ideally place in unaweza consumer unit because the consumer unit nani is a mute mwenye anaongea kama sauti yake iko juu. Sasa so for the most ideal, because the consumer unit and the distribution board are the central point. And from that point, your other loads zitatoka, you need to put it at the central place that it can be easily accessed. So in this case, tutaiweka kwa corridor. Because if you look at this is the entrance, tunaingia kwa washroom, alafu anaingia huku kwa bedroom, ama anaingia kwa sitting room, ama anakuja kwa kitchen. So assume this is a consumer unit. Nitaiweka hapa or niweke hapa. So it will depend. Sometimes you can go to a site, kumbe hapa wanaweka vitu zingine like maybe ni cabinet ya shoes. So the most ideal place is either this place ama this place. But that logic yenye watu wanakuwa nayo kwamba lazima consumer unit iko kwa jikoni, hiyo logic ya kitambo. You need to put it centrally so that all the loads should be distributed evenly. Na pia will save on the amount of cables. And then about lighting, for a house setup, yes, for a house setup, you will not use you will not use LED panels, but you can use. Let me just check. Of course, this is outdoor. Floodlights outdoor. Then a street light. You can use fluorescent, maybe for kitchen, especially in waterproof. Sometimes you can use downlighters, but the most ideal kwa nyumba is ceiling rods. What you already have, what is hanging. That's the most ideal. Morning. I think in Kivuga. I think in Kivuga. Ama for that we'll use we can use ceiling rods. Like for this project we use ceiling rods. By project tulitumia ceiling rods. Nana najua ceiling rods, najua mko nayo hapa. Angalia tu kwa hiyo penye umelala hapo. Unaona kuna kakitu kana hanga alafu unaweka bulb. Yes, that's the ceiling rods. Unaona sasa jamaa angeamua a risk alafu akuwekee panel ama downlighter, because ceiling rods it is easier to maintain. Imagine bulb ikungua, what do you do? Unaamua tu unakimbia hapo kwa duka alafu unapata. As compared to a downlighter, because downlighter lazima uta replace the entire fitting. Now it's only that in the offices we cannot use the ceiling rods kwa sababu itakaa very funny. Utakuja kwa ofisi yetu like mngekuwa mnakuja hapa kote alafu mnaona ceiling rods, mngekuwa mnafikia tu bado mko kwa kitanda mngekuwa mnalala. Sawa. Any other question? Basil. Bernard Omolo. Uliza swali.
Niko sawa mimi, niko sawa.
Uko sawa?
Ah.
Ni nini nya uko sawa? Najua uko sawa na lighting na uko sawa sockets. Nini nya uko sawa?
Uko tu sawa zote.
Uko tu sawa zote?
Ah.
Okay, sawa. What's the difference between an MCB and MCCB?
Ati?
What is the difference between an MCB and an MCCB?
Hiyo MCB ni kadogo na hiyo MCCB ni kubwa sana.
Alafu zote zinafanyanga nini?
Zini circuit breakers. Yeah.
Si ndio nauliza ni circuit breakers but zinafanya nini? Circuit breakers, they protect the circuit. Sawa. Okay. But you are wrong. MCB ndio range yake iko ndogo. MCCBs range yake ni kubwa. MCCBs begin at 63 and they go up to 1000. MCBs, they start from 5 up to 100, maximum 100. Although both of them, they can be single pole, double pole, or triple pole, or even 4 pole. Sawa.
Sawa.
Marvin, uliza swali? Mary?
Yes.
Kama ulikuwa unafanya makazi zingine, uliza swali?
Hapana, sikuwa nafanya makazi zingine, sina swali.
Hauna swali. Cynthia? Cynthia?
Sina pia.
Okay, ni sawa. Ndolo?
Niko na swali.
Yes, Vince.
Once tumeka the lighting and the socket points, tunafaa kuweka connections like the wires kuonyesha vile zina connect.
No. You are a contractor. If you be working for the contractor, that's when you'll have to show even the way you will do the running of the cables and the running of the conduits or the trunkings. Yeah, for us, we are just the designers. We say we want a socket here. So that's why our drawings are called design drawings. But the drawings from the contractor he'll be implementing that are called working drawings, because he will show how he's going to work to achieve the engineer's design.
Okay, so.
And then after you have done the job, you will have to produce as-built drawings or record drawings. As-built drawings, it shows how the installations were done. So,
yes.
So depending on where you will find yourself, sasa kama nyinyi vile mtajipata sasa hivi still students, ukiamua kufanya kazi na contractor, lazima ukue kama umeiva AutoCAD sana, because you will have to draw hizo parts, uchore conduits, useme hizo conduits ni diameter size gani, na useme zinaenda wapi na wapi, hizo zote. As built working drawings, they are very detailed, very detailed. What we do here sisi kwa tunaikaeka tu, alafu sasa pia na pia time ndio huwa tunaanga, so ni hivyo tu. Sawa?
Yes, sawa.
Ruth?
Yes.
Uko na swali?
No, I don't.
Okay, sasa I think ni Madhana na Guy Child. Gidua kuna swali? Cliff? Boy child najua na multitask. So I think next time to organize when we can have another session. Alafu tutawasaidia. Meanwhile, continue get in touch with your supervisors so that supervisor atuambie atakuwa kwa ofisi siku gani, ukuje uonane na yeye. Ni sawa?
Ni sawa.
Because like I can tell you for free right now, we are not coming frequently. We are coming in shifts. Like mimi nilikuwa hapa jana na niko hapa leo, nataka kwenda meeting nyingine. Hao wengine watakuwa kesho na hadi Friday sitakuwa, unless kama kuna any urgent issues yenye itataka nikuje. So if I'm supervising you, we have to harmonize our schedules well, so that kama ni kukutana tukutane. If there's something that we can deal with online, we can deal with it, but kama ni kitu yenye lazima twende site, then in such a case lazima tutaorganize ile tutaonana. Ni sawa?
Sawa.
Jonte, kuna mtu bado ana supervisor?
Okay, I have allocated everybody as supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they already have their numbers, and you already have our numbers. Okay?
Yeah.
Just call us if you want anything. Call us so that we can assist you. Make sure usirudi shule kama hujui kitu yote. At least jua AutoCAD. Ndio huko shule utaenda ngaria watu, useme unafundisha watu, ukifundisha watu AutoCAD, kila mtu anakuja na kulipa 500 na una survive. Ni sawa?
Yes.
Chris. Chris, unasemaje? When do you want us to discuss our project?
We can do it tomorrow morning.
Bwana. Tomorrow is Thursday.
Ama uko busy?
No, tomorrow I wanted to sleep till late.
Oh, you can't do online when you are at home.
No, I can still, but it will give me temptations.
So I was thinking, ikifika Friday unajua watu watapotea.
Friday watu watapotea?
Ikifika Friday utaona tena Monday.
So tomorrow remains the most ideal, sindio? Tomorrow remains the most ideal.
Tomorrow around this time too.
Okay, I'll confirm with you in the course of the day. To turn now and so that we discuss that. That project is a big one. The estimates, electrical estimates were coming to around 100 them.
Right.
So, yes. So ni kazi mingi sana.
It's for the data center.
Yes. Okay. So we can discuss that tomorrow. John, I think we can have another session next week. Tuesday or which date? Wednesday?
I think Wednesday is the most appropriate.
Wednesday is the most appropriate, eh?
Yeah.
And what will we be discussing? Ama mtaniambia, mtaorganize alafu mniambie.
Okay.
Circuiting.
Ile kitu tumebakisha. Tumebakisha circuiting na distribution board.
Circuiting na distribution board.
Yeah.
Sawa. Okay, that's in order.
And then cable sizing.
And then cable sizing. Okay, yeah. Sawa. That's in order. We can look at it. So for electrical, with that tutakuwa tumemaliza, si ndio?
Yeah, with electrical tutakuwa tumemaliza electrical.
So it will be zitakuwa hizo services zingine.
Yeah.
Street lighting.
Sorry?
Street lighting.
Oh yeah, yes, street lighting. Street lighting, that is the simplest one. Oh, naona pio angalia pio street ni length gani, then you divide by 25 or divide by 20 the intervals, alafu naweka hizo. So it's only that now the components, you have the light, the cable, and a control pillar. Control pillar now is, that's where the control will be happening. So in the control pillar, you can have either photo cell or you can have a timer. But still, we can look at it. So,
yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Tuonane majaliwa.